Okay, right. In question 9a, they say that a box contains 7 cards numbered 1 to 7. 2 cards are drawn at random without replacement. Find the probability that the numbers on the 2 cards drawn out of the box give an odd product. Now, what I want you to know is that initially we start out with 7 cards in the box, which is actually 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5, comma 6, comma 7, because that's what the question says. It says that a box contains 7 cards which are numbered 1 to 7. All right. Now, before we begin, we have to quickly check when will the product of two numbers be odd. All right. This can only be true when we multiply two odd numbers together, since that even multiplied by even is going to be equals to even and odd multiplied by even, which is going to be equals to even, right? So only odd multiplied by odd will give us an odd. All right. Now what we can do now, what we can basically do, we can let A be an event when we draw out the first card. So we're gonna say A first card chosen is odd, right? Is odd. And then we're gonna also let B being the second card chosen is odd. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use an illustration for you to see what's basically happening in this kind of a situation, to know what is the probability for the first event of you choosing an odd, of you choosing a card which is going to be an odd number. Okay, now we have 7 cards, right? So we're going to draw 7 cards. So I'm going to draw 7 cards. Sorry, I'm going to use 7 cards, right? It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right now, changing the color. What I want you to do now, what I want you to realize, that odd numbers are numbers going from 1, 3, 5, 7. In this case, so it's gonna be, that will be an odd, that will be an odd, that will be an odd number, and 7 will also be a odd number. Now another thing that I want you to get is that even numbers, it can be 2, 4, 6, 8, but for this case the 2 will be the even number, that will be the even number, and then the 6 will be the even number. All right, and then what I want you to see, can you see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 odd numbers? Now the probability for that first event being A, of you having a of you finding an odd number, now it will be PA equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4, and that, remember, the total number of cards is 7, so it will be PA 4 over 7. Okay, now we have to now do it for the second event, being the card chosen is odd. Now can you remember, in the question they say that 2 cards are drawn at random without replacement. Now if we drawn out the first card and it was an odd number, that card is no longer going to be replaced. Remember, we drew out 1 card and we didn't replace it, so the total now that's going to be left out is going to be 6 cards. Now if I draw the illustration now for the 6 cards, it will be, so it will be now 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now what we can do now, we can follow the same methodology that we followed for the first cards or for the first event. So we're going to follow the same steps. So we're going to basically say that odd, even, odd, even, odd, and even, so that we can make the whole entire circumstance happening be consistent. So it's going to be odd, even, even, odd, and then even. All right, because basically we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I hope you understand it. Now what I want you to check, ne, can you see that we have 1, 2, 3? So in this case now we only have 3 cards that are going to be even. So for PB it's going to be 3 over 6 because the total cards are now 6. All right, now therefore ne, the probability of odd product ne, it will be PA multiplied by PB, and you're gonna say PA was 4 over 7 multiplied by 3 over 6 equals to, so when you say 4 over 7 multiplied by 3 over 6, basically you're gonna get 2 over 7, and that is the answer that we're basically looking for. But another thing that I want you to get before is that both of these events basically they are independent. Okay, but the answer that we're actually looking for in this whole entire question, we're basically looking for the answer which is going to be 2 over 7. Okay.